Hello, I'm IBXToyCat and welcome back to another top 5 video. Today I'm going to be showing you the top 5 farms in Minecraft for Xbox and Minecraft for PlayStation, in my opinion of course. And the reason I'm making this video is that farms are one of the most fundamentally important parts of Minecraft, particularly on the consoles, because they allow you to get lots of resources in a reasonably fast amount of time. And not only are they really cool because they get you lots of resources, but because they're a fun project in themselves, they're one of the, few things in like the game where it's a fun project that can help you have all the other fun projects you do by giving you building blocks, by giving the resources you need to sustain yourself, and that's why I think they're such a, just insanely important part of any Minecraft survival series or any Minecraft survival world. So please do like the video if you do like it. It helps out the channel a lot and it lets me know that you like it, and hopefully one of these 5 farms does inspire you. But without further ado, let's just get straight into the first, or the 5th one, which is going to have to be the wheat farm. So this is the most obvious of all the farms. It's the first one anyone learns how to make, and it's probably the most simple because all you need is a hoe, some ground, and some water. And honestly, back when the wheat farm was first introduced to the game, or I guess when wheat and seeds were introduced to the game, they weren't really so useful because all you could really use them for was to just make yourself bread, which is, it's nice if you need a source of food, but it's not an amazing thing if you have any other source of food. Like, it was just a source of food. However, with all the extra changes they made to the game, such as making it not just wheat farming, but crop farming with carrots and potatoes, which are, 2 ultimate sources of food, they have made it a lot better because not only is there 3 separate things that can all be planted in the exact same spot, so I can just replace all of this with carrots and it wouldn't make a difference, but there's also a lot more uses for wheat itself now. So you can use it to make food, which is still cool. You can use it to trade with villagers if you want to get emeralds, for instance. There's a lot of villages that will accept your wheat in exchange for emeralds, and you can also use it to breed animals and make a better food farm. So if you want to breed cows together and make a beef farm, you can. If you want to breed mushrooms and make a really cool mushroom farm, you can. And that's why I think wheat is so great. It does so many different things, and one particular thing that people don't pay attention to that you need a massive wheat farm for is actually the hay block, which is requiring a lot of wheat, 9 wheat per block. But this is a really cool block you can only make if you have an insanely big wheat farm. And it's a really cool block that allows you to unlock a lot of new building possibilities, and it's not one you see very often in survival when you think about it, because, it requires so much wheat for each block, and if you want to make a stable with lots of wheat inside, that's something you can do using this. It's also quite a handy block for, growing horses as fast as you want, but just in general as a cool block, this is that, and I think, if you want a really unique block that you're not going to see very often, this is probably going to be the one for you. So, the wheat farm is probably my favorite farm. Just for a brief tutorial, I know you mostly know how to do it, but if you want a really efficient large wheat farm, all you need to make sure you do, let's just run through this one over to the carrot farm because it's the same type of farm. All you need to do, in my opinion, this is my favorite design, is have a 2x2 source of water, have 8 blocks in between each 2x source of water, and then, as you can see, over and over again, just cover it in hoed ground, and then plant carrots, potatoes, or wheat there, and then you get your magic wheat farm that you might want. So that's why I think wheat is probably the 5th best farm. Obviously, it's kind of, vanilla compared to the rest, but I figured it was still one worth mentioning. But yeah, let's move on to number 4 before the sun fully sets. Okay, so farm number 4 is one that I actually made a tutorial for very recently, just this Sunday, and it's probably one of my favorite farms because it's slightly different to the rest in the sense that, it requires you to farm one thing that turns into another thing, and it's, semi-automatic again, so it won't just make itself, but it is really cool in the sense that if you look here, it basically abuses the fact that in a snow biome, water freezes to ice, so it makes a lot of water, and, it does that in a clever way, and it means that you can go through with a silk touch pickaxe and collect a lot of ice. And this solves a really big problem that a lot of worlds have, because if you break, ice, it basically gets rid of the water source there, so you need to make sure you have an infinite source of water, and doing this step by step is really annoying normally. So to do this, simple build technique, all you need to do, again, you can watch this in more detail if you want to see it from scratch, but what you need to do is have lots of pistons, which stop the flow of water sometimes, and then start it some other times, and then you can make a very large thing like this. So I'll quickly just show you, actually, we probably need to expand this a little bit more first, but I'll show you what happens when you actually do make this go. It's very, very cool, it's very, very useful, and it's one of the reasons that I think that I just really like this farm a lot. Not only is it great to get yourself some resources, but it's also a great looking one. It feels kind of nice when you finally get it to go. So like this, as you'll see what happens, you start it, and then the water will slowly turn into infinite sources, like that, and then boom, you've got a lot of infinite sources that eventually turn themselves into ice, which is just the craziest cool thing to watch happen. And yeah, cool thing to watch, cool thing to build, in my opinion. Reasonably easy compared to a lot of farms, and still very effective if you want a tool. So yeah, I think that cow is stuck in that block of ice. Now he's gone. But let's move on to farm number 3, shall we? Okay, so this third farm is one that you might be able to guess based on the mob in front of me, but basically this is one that does require a specific biome to be in your world to actually activate, which is a shame because it's probably one of the best farms as far as like how it works, how easy it is to what you get out of it. So the farm I'm talking about is of course the mushroom farm. And basically, to make one of these farms, what you need to do is you need to get a mushroom island in your world, which can be reasonably tricky, I'll be honest, and then you need to get some wheat to like draw them towards you, and then take them somewhere in a pen. The reason mushrooms are one of the best animals to farm, and why they're better than cows by default, why they're better than sheep, is because, first of all, mushrooms are just an amazing mob. That's just a fact I think we should all be able to agree on. And second of all, there doesn't need to be any fancy designed... Okay, yep, cows, you're going to need to follow me here, or mushrooms, sorry. But second of all, we'll just shut them out for now. You don't need to have any fancy design for this. I deliberately went with the least fancy design I could, just a little, like, enclosed little crate thing. And then you've got yourself a mushroom farm. All you have to do is, like, breed them together with wheat, and then you get what has to be probably the cutest result of any farm. Wait, let's just wait till it happens, the baby mushroom. So, yeah, the cutest mob in the game, probably by far. It's just insanely cute to look at. But as well as functionality, the reason these mobs are great is because they are mushrooms, which means, you know, they're basically cows. But you can shear them to turn into pure cows if you want to get, like, you know, if you want to have actual cows. But as mushrooms, you get two major advantages from them. First of all, you can milk them and you can get mushroom stew from them. So if you put both of them, you get an unlimited source of mushroom stew. You don't need to kill them, you don't need to do any of that sort of stuff. You just get it. That's great, everybody loves that. Also, what are you doing up there? But second of all, you can get milk from them, which is great for pies. You can kill them with a flaming sword if you want to get cooked beef, which is probably one of the best sources of food in the game, like tied with like the golden carrot and the the cooked pork chop. And basically, it's just a really great thing to do. It has all the different sorts of food needs you could want from it, and also you can get leather when you kill them, which is great for item frames, and it's great for just making leather armor, whatever else you'd want to do. I don't know why you'd make leather armor if you have a mushroom farm, but yeah, you can do so many things with them and also make the cutest mob in the game. I think that's a definite sell for me, but yeah, let me know what you think there. So yeah, mushroom farm, so simple to make, no real requirements. You just need to have an area where they're locked in. As you can see, like I'll fly up a little bit. This is literally just a hole in a farm. It's amazing. So yeah, let's move on to the second farm. Okay, so we're back in my Let's Play world to show you my second favourite farm in Minecraft console, and that is going to have to be the NPC villager farms. This is one I only did recently, and I have done a fully fledged tutorial on how to do the apartment building style thing, but basically this is a farm that functions on the way NPC villagers breed, because as you might not know this, the villagers will breed if you give them doors. They don't require wheat, they don't require golden apples, they just require doors to breed. Roughly 1 in every 3 doors, it's more like 7 in 20, but roughly 1 in every 3 doors will increase the capacity of a village by one villager, and if there is a higher capacity than the number of villagers, the villagers will start to try and breed with each other, and as you can see, there's just random hearts that pop up their head. If 2 of them breed next to each other, a baby villager will pop out, and it will slowly start to grow. There is a maximum number of villagers in your world, so you can't just do this infinitely, but if you have a, there's a, specific requirements for doors, having a building like this one means that you can increase the cap all the way to the max of just 1 simple, or in this case 2 simple buildings, and that's why this is so great in my opinion. It means you can have all the NPC villages you want, like I've got like at least 5 or so of each profession, which means if I need a specific trade, I can no doubt find it. If I want a leather cap, I can find that. If I want some chain leggings, I can totally find that. You can find items that you shouldn't normally be able to find in any way besides trading like this, and that's why it's so cool. So I think we've got another priest that will offer us bottle enchanting, and yeah, you can get cool items you can't get elsewhere. You can get some name tags like this, and I just think that's a really cool thing. So you can totally just kill the villagers if you need to refresh their stock, but in general you can get some really cool stuff from this way. As you see, just looking around the place, there's a bunch of cool trades here, and if you want specific stuff, you can get it. So, the MC Villager farm is so cool, because not only is it a fun one that you can actually turn into like a fun building project, like I did there, but it's also one that you can do some weird things with, and you can get pretty much any farm you want out of it. You can get a name tag farm, you can get you can get an XP farm with bottles of enchanting, you can get, a bookshelf farm, redstone farm, Eye of Ender farm, all these different cool things, and that's why I like the MC Villager farm. It's lots and lots of farms in one. However, it's not quite the best farm in the game, which is what I'm going to have to leave and go to right now. Okay, so we are seemingly suspended in midair for what is going to have to be my favourite farm in Minecraft console, and that is a gold farm. And in case you think I mean gold farm as in going in, mining gold, no, I don't mean it like that. Don't worry, I mean it in a more legitimate, more easy, more fun, but more challenging way, and that is a zombie pigman farm. So how does a zombie pigman farm even work, Toycat? And that's the question I'm going to be answering. This is one that takes a lot of effort, way more than pretty much any other farm in the game, I'd say with the exception of maybe the Enderman farm, which by the way, way, the Enderman farm and this farm are very similar in pretty much every regard. The one key difference, though, is this farm gives you gold. It also gives you rotten flesh, but we'll ignore that. As well as the XP, whereas the Enderman farm gives you ender pearls as well as the XP. Which means even though the Enderman farm gives you slightly better rates of XP, this gives you gold alongside it, which means you can have as many golden apples as you want. You can make beacons, you can make all these cool things with the gold farm, and that's what makes it cool. So how does this even work? Because it is a challenging thing. It took me a very long time to even get one set up, because basically every update, the way they work seems to change a little bit, and there's no general consensus. I will be doing a full tutorial once I get this more worked out, but this is how many I've got to spawn so far. I can show you in the top right. But basically, the way this works is I have this big nether portal cube up here. So, once the next update comes out, this will just be able to be one big, face on each side. But basically, the way this works is you have trapdoors on each side of the portal, which means, these zombie pigmen will spawn in from the nether or walk in from the nether, either one works, and they'll spawn, on these things and then walk onto one of these trapdoors. Once they walk onto the trapdoors, which by the way, I'm missing some there. Once they walk onto the trapdoors, they will just start to fall down, because that's what happens when they walk onto them, and they will land on these ladders down here. And once they land on the ladders, they'll, drift through the fall, and they'll take the last, 22 blocks, and they'll end up just down here. Once they're down here, they'll be super weakened, and that means you need just a few hits to kill them. And this means you can get obscene amounts of, gold nuggets if it works properly, and you can also get lots of XP, lots and lots of, you get lots of XP, lots of rotten flesh, and lots of gold. So food source, even if it's one of the worst food sources, plus lots of gold nuggets. We even got 7 from that batch. But you can see the wait, one just fell down right there. You can see the potential for this being, a great farm once you make it a lot bigger. Again, though, it's one of these ones that takes a lot of effort, but the rewards are so big. Because, like I mentioned, free enchanted golden apples, as long as you have apples to pair with them. You can wear gold armor around the place if you want to. You can do lots of really ridiculous things with lots of gold, and that's why I think this is great. So I will be, as I said, I'll be doing a full tutorial on exactly how this works, in a later video. But for now, I hope you have enjoyed this one. Let me know if you do want to see that, because it's going to take me a long time. Even working out this one took me a while. So yeah, I'd like to know if you'd like to see a gold farm, because I'd like to make one in my Let's Play world. It would take a lot of obsidian and a lot of time, but I think I just heard one jump down there. But I think it would be one worth the effort, and it could be a really fun thing. So yeah, like the video if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I do top 5 videos every single week, as well as a bunch of farming tutorials, a bunch of other stuff that if you play Minecraft console, I'm sure you'll enjoy. And I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to work out this whole gold farm thing. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the